And we're back in the land of Nigel. And if ever there was a day where I could get complained at for the amount of cars knocking about, today's probably it. Especially considering that this particular area down here is the troublesome area that caused me to start moving stuff on that I didn't even necessarily want to move on, because that space is needed. Most of my followers and subscribers are here on Project Nigel. This is something you will never have even seen. This whole area completely free of cars. This originally was the bit that was mine. This patch here, up to here, and that lockup. But rather cheekily, I ended up using a spot there, and then a spot there, and then a spot there. And then when I cleared a whole load of brambles and stuff where that sterling is, I thought, well, I've made that space, I'll use it. So now, without any further doings, I shall get changed and just simply crack on. I'll be videoing, of course, but there'll be more work going on than what you realise. A sensible person would have taken their work clothes on yesterday and either had them washed or at least dried, because these are soaking. I'm not sensible though, am I? So let's crack on. Oh, my mate Johnny's coming down as well. He might actually help. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, poor Fred the shed, by the way. It's becoming to get a bit stinky and smelly and dirty in here again. It's getting close to being a usable space. Not usable, fillable. I'm going to move these doors over there, and then basically I'm ready to back the caravan in. I'm not going to bother trying to clean all of this up, because what is the point? The idea is it's going to be covered up and it will never see the light of day again. Okay, I'm ready to give it a go. Straight after I make a cup of tea, because my last one went cold. No, you better not. Come on, Fred. Right, looks like I might have been pushing it a little bit with the amount of fuel that's left in this. Because although that's saying there's a quarter of a tank there, it's not starting. You may or may not be aware with the Rover 75 that it has this rather strange saddle fuel tank, which will read a quarter of a tank whilst it's almost empty. So now I've got to trick it into thinking it's going downhill rather than up. It'll start, I just need to get some fuel in it then. Right, I'm going to say that Fred the Shed has officially screwed up my day with this. I've had a chap from next door come around, plug it into the OBD reader, and he reckons it could possibly be the fuel pressure regulator. And to get to that, we need to take the inlet manifold off, and there it is, just under there. Not that I've got one. So I was under enough pressure as it is to try and get all of this done before it went dark, and then try and tidy things up somewhat. And this has just totally cocked it up. So now the only thing I can really realistically do would be to move some of these cars that do move, and there's only 2 of them, 4 of them, round the back there once I've pulled Fred out. The only option now Now the tricky part is going to be getting the ratchet strap off of that. What a stupid bloody day this has turned out to be. Five and a half years ago, I took on these premises that became the Project Nigel headquarters yard. And when I moved in, it was a muddy mess everywhere, much like it is now. All of this floor here was just caked in mud. For some reason I ended up having to scrape and discovered it was concrete underneath, and it took me a whole day to get rid of all the mud and reveal the concrete. And it is concrete from there all the way to there, so about 25 foot worth. And now of course I'm digging back another 5.5 years worth of silt running off of that slope there. This is going to make a much better cleaning area than up there. It's a long way from being finished, but gosh, isn't there some progress? Another cold cup of tea. And now we're into the depths of night time. Well, 4:30. Top Don's had a hammer in today. Well, let's finish the day off with a nice spicy curry. Oh, that feels a bit punchy suddenly. Oh, what could I have done? Ah, Prince Andrew, you're really pulling nicely now. Nothing. Just seems to go quite well once you get going. Anyway, in other news, I've just been sent a link for a car that I really want. I mean, I want this car enough to consider trading in Toby Charles for it. That's how much. That's quite a lot, isn't it?